Hello, everyone, and welcome to PSDV's post-game coverage of Seton Hall men's basketball. Alongside Christian Gardner, I am Rony Jerez, as we are here live from Walsh Gymnasium as we saw the Seton Hall men's Pirates team fall to the St. John Red Storm 84-63, a blowout game right here in front of a sold-out, student-only game. First time this happened in 37 years since 1985. But Christian, the energy was palpable, and here, describe what you saw from the fans.
I mean, fans were outside of Walsh for 2 hours before tip or anything like that, and it almost felt like every single play in the beginning of this game was a game-winning play. I mean, I've never seen Walsh like this. For me, it was like we were at the Final Four, but there's only, 2,000 people in the room? Absolutely amazing atmosphere.
The atmosphere was great. The fans showed up and showed out. There was a bunch of games at timeouts and stuff like that, so there was a great entertainment from all over the place, and even the players chimed in on what they thought of what they saw from the fans. Here's what Jameer Harris and Miles K had to say about the fans.
It was great. I mean, having the students come out and support us like that with so much energy, it definitely was a great atmosphere and definitely felt like home.
Now getting into the action, this was the second game in 3 days against this St. John Red Storm team. They won at MSG and come in here, lost big. What do you see differently from that MSG game coming into today?
I mean, complete flip 3 days in between, but on that St. John's team, that full court press was killer throughout the entire game. It just seemed that Kadari Richmond and the Seton Hall Pirates just had such a struggle trying to beat it and just couldn't. It took way too long to figure out how to do that. Too many turnovers were costly, and the Pirates played from behind from throughout this entire game and could never really get back in it.
The St. John Red Storm, they really got into an early lead because of that full court press, and they forced 20 turnovers in the entire game. And when you're playing a tough Red Storm team like this, it's really hard to beat when you cough the ball up 20 times. And it was all due to that press. The Pirates could not break it with ease. They were getting trapped at half court, and they were causing a bunch of havoc. Were this Red Storm. And looking at some of the big names for the Pirates, we see Jared Roden finish with only 12, Alexis Yetna only 7, Kadari Richmond with only 3. Some big names finished up just short as they finished big last time at MSG. What'd you see a difference there?
Yeah, it was just those lazy passes, but tough shots were just not going down. For the majority of this game, the Pirates were shooting under 30% from the field. You're not going to win if you do that. It's just simple as that. They finished with 31%, but a lot of those buckets coming in garbage time. They had decent looks. They were not falling at all. I mean, you wait for Jared Roden to get going, and you're used to seeing that, and it just really couldn't happen. Every time the Pirates would get back into it, and the crowd would get back into it as well, there's a big three, then there's some type of big turnover as well, and St. John's able to answer. Throughout this entire game, Pasha Alexander coming off of the bench was phenomenal. 19 points from him today, and for him to not get the start and do what he did was just the catalyst for this team. St. John's finishing with 39 points off the bench alone. So definitely was a complete flip for the Pirates, and just were not ready, even though you played this team 3 days before. It's hard to beat a team twice in one season, let alone 3 days in between.
Yeah, when you play right there, you have a lot of game tape, and you can literally remember what the other team is like. Now, once again, Pasha Alexander finished with 19 as he had a back-to-back really good games against this Pirates team. Now, defensively for the Pirates, they let up 84 points, and that's uncharacteristic of this Pirates team, and they also allowed the St. John Red Storm to shoot over 40% from three-point land, as they were one of the best teams in the country to begin the season as three-point defenders. Now, some of the defensive side for the Pirates, what did they struggle with here today?
I mean, they just completely lost their man. The miscommunication, maybe it was even just the raucous crowd here at Walsh Gymnasium, but there's so many open looks. The amount of cutting baskets that St. John's was able to get. In that first half, they had 16 assists. I mean, absolutely great stuff on offense for them, but the Pirates were looking lost throughout this entire game, and we asked Miles Kale about that and what derived from these miscues, how it got just like that, and couldn't really have an answer for it.
This is what Miles Kale had to say about the defense tonight.
Just miscommunication and lazy switches, I would say. Just not doing our job. They played harder than us today. And, even the rebounding, they got a lot of offensive rebounds. So we just weren't as synced as we were. So take full responsibility.
Well, there's no doubt St. John's played a complete game. They had 20 assists. They forced a bunch of turnovers. They played great defense. This was one of the better games for the Red Storm all year. And now the Pirates have some serious looking in the mirror to do as they head back to the Rock this week against the Marquette Golden Eagles. How big is that game?
Oh, it is huge, and it's tough because they added this game because of all the COVID pauses, and now, again, to try to turn around and play another team within 2 days after the display that they had here. Coach Willard has a lot to figure out, and a Marquette team coached by Shaka Smart, he made his whole career off of press defense and the havoc defense that he saw at VCU, not so much at Texas, but Marquette's such a hot team right now, and only a few games ago that the Pirates fell so closely off, a close foul, but hey, you have a new game Wednesday at the Prudential Center. Fans need to be out there, and Pirates need to put out their best.
Well, we did see that in the post-game press conference, Coach Willard, he didn't really like playing in Walsh Gymnasium, and here's what he had to say about playing at home.
I don't like playing here, so I would rather play, it's almost like it fits them perfect. They play in Carnesecca all the time. It's a small bandbox. But it is what it is, you have no control of the schedule.
Well, that's going to do it for Christian Gardner and Rony Jerez. Once again, the Pirates fall 84-63 here in Walsh Gymnasium, and we'll catch you back after the Marquette game on Wednesday. Stay tuned.